Hello everybody and welcome to today's launch on Motorola MOTOTRBO R7. Folks, we're very excited about this product, and today I'm going to take you through the ins and outs of the products, the changes, the advancements that they've given us on this radio. Plus, towards the end of the presentation, I'll give you some ordering information, basic information on the radio, what you get with it when you order it. There's also going to be a quick snippet on once you receive this unit, there's going to be a activation process that needs to be considered, but we'll work through it. So welcome everybody and thank you for attending. We will move through this radio and I'm sure you'll be as excited about it as we are. This is the next release from Motorola's new portfolio after the Ions. Now, this is not going to compete with the Ion. This radio is going to be the new reiterations moving forward that will basically, in long term, replace the Motorola 4000 series radios. Okay. Without further ado, let's get into it. That's what she looks like. The radio is a full-blown digital radio. Once again, it's got game-changing audio capabilities in it. There are new features in the unit. It's coming configured with a new Wi-Fi 2.4 and a 5 gigs. Now, the 4800 radio only has a 2.4 gig Wi-Fi in it. It's also coming with the new Bluetooth 5.2, which is the high-end Bluetooth. It's got higher encryption on the Bluetooth, and it will still do the indoor location. So we don't lose our indoor location tracking on this unit. It's got a programmable loudness up to 107 FONs. Now, a lot of you are going to sit there and going, what's a FON? Well, Tim and I sat there and also said, what's a FON? Effectively, folks, that is a dB to signal level. So it's really a dBA setting. So 107 FONs is probably equivalent to 107 dBs. All right, now that is a seriously loud radio. It's got adaptive dual microphone noise suppression. It's got a brand spanking new 2.4 inch 3x20 by 2x40 PX QVGA display, which is doubled. So you'll see double the size of the display. The speaker is no longer a prominent speaker on the front of the unit like we have with the 4000 series. It is actually now behind the keypad. Okay. It's got a new housing breakup of the housing, what the housing is made up of, and we'll get into that as we go through the slides. Features that have been carried over from the 4000 series is they are coming in both bands. So we get in the UHF 403 to 527. That's actually a 400 to 527 band. Plus we get in the full VHF banded radios. And there's a full suite of accessories. The intelligent audio is carried across, as well as the Impress technology. There is a disinfectant and decontamination substance resistance housing. Now, this is a special housing that's been configured by Motorola specifically, I think, for the COVID worlds, where people wanted to clean radios and make sure that they could use industrial grade disinfectants on them. This radio now is going to be resistant to those corrosive decontamination products that you may use on the radios to decontaminate them and make them safe for COVID. All right. It is a sleeker radio than the 4000 radio. It's got a slimmer and lighter battery. The battery on this unit uses the same chargers. You will not be changing your chargers from your current 4000 and your 2000 series radios. However, you do need to change the battery. Your current 4000 series batteries, 2000 series batteries will not fit onto this radio. It is a different connection and a different rail. However, the size and the rails at the bottom of the battery for connecting into a charger are identical. They will also come as ULTIA 4950s, and they are fully ruggedized up to mil standard 810. There is a higher grade WPA3 Wi-Fi security protocol, which is compliant with. It has got an IP68 housing and an IP66 setting or rating on it. Now, the IP66 rating is a concentrated water jet pressure rating, which is higher than what the 4000 series radios had. Okay, so you can have a concentration water jet pressure onto this radio. Its IP68 rating is the same as the 4000, so it's 2 meters for 2 hours. Okay. The key features on the new radio is it's got really loud and clear audio. The audio codec in the radio has had a lot of work done to it. It is a fit for business radio built to outperform in both reception and transmission portfolios, and it is basically ready for tomorrow. So we are future-proofing ourselves going forward. It's really built rugged and being built for the modern environment for which we find ourselves in the modern day. Okay. The ethos behind the changing of the audios is to be heard, and so that you can hear who's talking to you more clearly. So we have now got what we call adaptive dual microphone noise suppression on the radio. There is a microphone on the front and the rear of the radio. It uses both microphones. If you are talking to the front of the radio, the rear microphone then listens to the ambient noise around you and will cancel all ambient noise that's not human voice. So the noise suppression on this unit is far superior to the noise suppression which is on the 4000, 2000 radios, which, by the way, is really good. So the noise suppression on this, and we're expecting to be marginally better than what we're getting on the current radios. The acoustic feedback suppression, which is on the current radios, will also be enhanced because of this dual microphone. So this is the acoustic refeedback when you've got lots of radios in an office and somebody walks in and keys up and all these radios feedback on each other. You get that high pitch feedback. The suppression on that feedback will be enhanced for this unit as well. Okay. It still has the intelligent audio monitoring for the background noise, which will adjust your speaker volume automatically for the unit, as is in the 4000 series. All right. Current Impress technology ensures that it will work seamlessly with your current Motorola accessories for charging. All right, as mentioned. The radio has been re-engineered with a more powerful speaker in it. All right, now it will run standard at 102 FONs, which is 4 times louder than a shouting conversation. It is also louder than the current 4000. The current 4000 sits at about 95 FONs. So this one is probably at about 7 FONs, 7 dBs better than the current 4000s. Plus you can program it for an extra loudness, which will come up to 107 FONs. Currently, our extra loudness brings us to about 102 FONs. So we're 5 FONs higher than what we currently have on the radio. So it is a lot louder than the current 4000 series. Okay. And the increase in 6 dBs equates to the sound being twice as loud as the human ears. All right. There's a customizable audio experience for the unit. We have got a range of audio accessories from remote speaker microphones, the WM500 shown there, which I think you guys are aware of. It's the same RSM that goes onto the Ion. So it is the new RSMs that are going onto the Ions. They are the slimline, rugged little RSMs with the channel change and the volume adjustment on the top of them. The same battery charging as the current 4000 series radio. So all of your Impress 2 chargers for the 4000 series radios they drop straight into those chargers. You don't have to change your chargers. The carry accessories, there are a range of belt clips for these units, okay? And your antennas, you can use the standard Motorola antennas that come with your current 4000 radios, or you can change the antennas to use the same antennas that are coming with the ions. Those are the more flexible, slightly fatter, stubbier antennas, which have got just as good, if not better, protocols and functionality than the old-fashioned straightforward whip antenna. I highly recommend you guys give them a bash and try them. Okay. Units being designed, engineered, and made totally fit for business. As stated, they do come with intrinsically safe option. So you can order these as ULs. All right. In his IP68 dust tight water immersion up to 2 meters for 2 hours. And as mentioned previously, it's got an IP66 direct impact from high pressure water streams rating as well. It's got a really rugged screen for impact resilience, and it's been tested for dropping onto concrete. So this radio is not tested as a drop onto a soft carpet. It's actually been tested into a concrete drop. The housing resists disinfectants and decontamination substances, which is ideal for our modern COVID environment. Connection when it counts. As a premier radio from Motorola, the R7 has really been made ready for empowering your teams to customize whatever they're looking to achieve with a high-end radio. All right. The MOTOTRBO system will combine superior signal strengths with flexibility to customize the size and the coverage of this unit. It is slightly smaller, slightly slimmer than the current 4000 series. However, it has been enhanced with its receive capabilities. So it should be a better receive radio than the current radio. Okay. The current feature sets that are in the 4000 series radio are available in this radio, except for one that we can establish at this point in time. It sounds like and looks like they may have removed the wave application inside this unit. Now, I am confirming that, guys, and I'm not leaving that because I want that wave application. We're not talking about the wave 5000 channel application that is in the current radio. I'm talking about the Wave Radio PTX application, which you can load into 4000 radios that have got R2.10 and later, which is a wonderful feature. Okay, it's a quick feature. It converts this radio into a Wi-Fi capable unit from anywhere straight back into your Wave, into your Capacity Plus IP site connected systems. All right. It looks like that may have been removed from this radio. However, we are lobbying to have it put back into the radio. Watch this space. As stated, it's got an upgraded Wi-Fi in it. Over-the-air programming and updates via Wi-Fi will keep your radios up to date without taking them out of the field, and will also be able to be updated and programmed over the air without affecting your air interface. So your radio communications, voice communications, data communications carry on seamlessly, and you can upgrade and program this radio over the air via its Wi-Fi. To achieve that, you need to be able to turn the Wi-Fi on and off. We can do that remotely as well. So that will be a remote application running out of Radio Manager. It's got built-in safeguards. I've mentioned you got the new WPA3 safeguards for access and unauthorized access for the units. And it's got services that will help you resolve issues, RDAC, Turbonet Watch, these types of issues. You've also got the battery management program that you can run with these radios. The big advantage of this radio is that you no longer have to calibrate the radios in the chargers. Now, a lot of you know that you drop your radio into the charger and the charger light goes yellow. A lot of you go, oh dear, I don't want this thing to recalibrate. That's going to take 4 hours. So what do? You take the radio out and drop it back in the charger and it goes red and your battery charges. However, you've now taken it out of its recalibration cycle. And some of the batteries insist on being calibrated before the radio will recognize them for what they are. These batteries will self-calibrate. You are going to lose that functionality and have to calibrate them via the charger. So the batteries are now self-calibrating batteries. Okay, wonderful, wonderful setup. The radio has been designed really compact. It's got this wonderful new display in it, which is a split display. Okay, it's got front and back microphones for the advanced noise cancellation. The forward-facing speaker, as mentioned, is actually behind the keypad. Okay, it now comes standard with 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi with the Bluetooth 5.2. It's got a slim, long-lasting battery for more talk time, and it's got large emergency button. The emergency button on top of the radio is larger than the current emergency button. However, it is still located next to the antenna, so it's easy to find. Find the top of the antenna, run your finger down the antenna, and you'll find the emergency button. It's slightly larger for guys that are wearing gloves. The screen, guys, is now split, so you can get quicker activities and quicker access to what the screen is showing. So it will actually show you current messages that are coming up on the screen. So you can actually scroll and read that message without having to change the screen. You can see which messages are coming in. You can also change that bottom display to show whatever you want it to display. So you've got different messages coming into it. You can change the home screen to suit what you want it to display. All right. It's got a quicker access to get into the home screen like the Ion. So if any of that you played with the Ion, you'll see that the front screen is quite accessible. Guys, it's not a touch screen. All right. It is still a button driven screen like you're seeing happening in front of you now. It is not a touch screen. Okay, so please don't think that you can go and touch the screen like you're doing on Irons. You can't. You need to use the buttons to process through and get through the screens. However, it is quick and it is easier to navigate than the current 4000 series. All right, because of the split and the double information on the screen, you can get into it quicker. So you can get into its menu and go through its menu a lot quicker than you can on the current 4000. You still have to do text messages the same way that you do on the current 4000. So it's like running text messaging on an old Nokia telephone. So you got to run ABC, you got to push the number 2 button twice or 3 times to get the correct numbers and the correct letters coming through. Okay. Connected to collaborate. With Motorola's new ongoing upkeep and move to enhanced systems, the radio will be able to incorporate and be seen by video cameras, CCTV cameras within specific areas. It is also already predetermined to be able to connect to specific Bluetooth devices. Now that is an optional key. However, it can now work with, let's say, a gas monitoring system. So Honeywell have got a gas monitoring unit that you would carry on your belt. If you go into gas environments that are monitored, and that gas monitor can now actually connect directly to the radio. So should you have an emergency situation, that information will be uploaded to a central console via the radio automatically. Okay. Motorola are working on more integrations. At this point in time, Honeywell is already integrated, but there is an optional key that allows you to have your Bluetooth now pairing to external devices and external Bluetooth generic sensors. All right. So Motorola are trying to get this unit scalable into the Motorola ecosystem. Okay, hence your connectivity to the CCTV cameras, body-worn cameras, etc., etc. Now, let's compare it to what we currently have. So you've got your current DP4000E series. Then you've got your R7 Premium capable, and it's going to come with an R7 enable. In the latest slides, when I drop the DP4000, I will start explaining to you the difference between the R7 Premium capable and enables. There are only two models of this radio, folks. There is no limited keypadded version. You're going to have a full keypad, full display, or a no keypad, no display. There is no limited keypad radio coming for this unit yet. Whether that changes in the long term, I don't know. But at this point in time, it is not on the radar. Okay. The R7 is a slimmer radio and a slimmer form factor and profile than the current radio. It has got a corrosive proof side connector. In other words, when you cover the side connector, it is actually corrosion proof, not like the current unit, which is susceptible to corrosion. Okay. Now, I must mention at this point in time, and it will be on a later slide, this radio does not ship with a standard dust cover with it from the factory. If you want a dust cover with this radio and you are not ordering an RSM or an accessory connector, you must please remember to order the dust cover. Okay, if you do not order the dust cover, you're not going to get it. Now, we will try and remember that with every order you guys place, because it's not an expensive part. We do not understand why there isn't a dust cover from the factory. However, we are telling you up front that the factory is not supplying the dust cover with this radio as they do in the current radio. Please don't forget that. All the radios come with Wi-Fi in them. Sorry, all the radios come with Bluetooth in them. However, the capable radio does not come with any Wi-Fi or GPS. It's effectively a DP4800. Okay. However, your R7 enable comes with all of those feature sets as standard from the factory. You don't have to add them. So effectively, the R7 is a 4401E in the old terms. Size and weights, it's a slightly smaller unit, a slightly thinner unit. However, it does weigh more than the current radio with a high capacity battery on it. Okay. Battery life, much of a muchness, 19 to 28 hours. And guys, that is based on a 5590 profile without Bluetooth and Wi-Fi turned on. So that is just digital audio and digital PDT. Okay. No Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth. So that's your 28 hours. There's your comparisons for the audio performances. So your current radio will pull it up to a 99 font. We are sitting at 102, but we can go up to 107. Remember that on our current radio, we can go from 99. We can go and increase that up to, I think it's 102. Okay, so we are now being able to go to 107. The dual active noise cancellation, okay, is available on the R7 Premium and the capable. It is not available on the R7 enable. That is a standard Sync Plus. Simplified audio configurations, wideband speaker and microphones are an upgrade. Modern graphic user interface with shortcuts on the new display radio. Secure boot processor on both radios, okay, and compliant to WPA3 Wi-Fi security protocols, and that is on basically the premium unit. Okay, this is where we're going to compare what the premium gives you, what the capable gives you, and what the enable gives you. You're going to learn the new technology, please. The R7 Premium in the old days is your DP4801E. The R7 capable in the old terminology was your DP4800E. The R7 enable is your DP4401, sorry. It's a 4401E. It's got a GPS built into it. Okay, so to reiterate, premium 4801E, capable 4800E, Enable 4401E. That's just as a quick overview, folks, as to what radio is what. Otherwise, it becomes confusing. That's the only way I could understand it. I'm one of these slow technical types. I need to put it into technology I understand. Okay. Obviously, you get a color screen on the premium and the capable, not on the enable. You get integrated Wi-Fi on the premium and the enable, not on the capable. If you want Wi-Fi on the capable, you need to add it. The freedom text messaging comes on the premium, the capable, but not on the enable. So there's no understanding of being able to generate and create a text message on the enable, just like in the 4400s, okay? Your work orders, if you're going to do job tickets, work order tickets, you cannot use the enable. You must either use the premium or the capable. You need the keypad. Event-driven location updates. That is your event-driven, whether it be an emergency, PDT updates, location moving from one point to another point, and you need to know that, and you've designated that, is available on the premium and the enable, not on the capable. The capable doesn't have a GNSS receiver in it. Outdoor location tracking, your GNSS on the premium and on the enable, not on the capable. Indoor location tracking is on all of them, so that doesn't change. Indoor location tracking is Bluetooth, okay? Guys, this is the big change from the current 4801s to this radio. It is not going to ship with the generic option board in it. This is the GOB board, the old-fashioned GOB board. Now, Motorola have made the decision not to ship these radios with GOB boards in them. The GOB board is going to be a factory retrofittable option. If you guys are using the GOB boards in your current 4000 series radios, now the GOB board in the old days used to get used for Connect Plus. Connect Plus is gone. Connect Plus doesn't exist anymore. It's now Capacity Max. In the old days, you used the GOB board for a third-party man-down feature. Currently, these radios come with man-down. So if you want to use man-down, use the accelerometer and the man-down feature enabled in the radio. You don't need the GOB board. Other feature sets that are used on the GOB board, some of you utilize these, not a lot of you, but there is some Swift software from Turbonet that enables you to do fancy tracking and breadcrumbing. Guys, that is a function in the GOB board. If you need that functionality, you please need to remember to order the GOB board. Okay? I will go through the SKUs that we are going to be keeping in stock here, and certain of the SKUs you guys will have to order and wait for. This GOB board is going to be retrofittable. So if you do buy a radio that does not have a GOB board in it, there is going to be an HKVN part number, and we will be able to order the GOB boards in. However, you are going to need to open the radio to put it in. Once you put that GOB board in, you need to then reseal that radio and test it, please, for water tightness. Otherwise, you're going to drown this radio and Motorola will not repair it. Okay? I would highly recommend that if you folks want GOB boards, you order them from the factory. There are some new features coming on this radio which are optional, and you can purchase these options. There is an audio recording / playback that you can put into this radio as an option. It will automatically record up to 5 communications discussions of 7 seconds per recording. You cannot save the recordings. You cannot transfer the recordings. You cannot do anything with the recording except listen to it. It is, if you have missed a call for argument's sake, or you're not sure what somebody said to you, you can actually go and play it back and say, oh, hang on, Grant just called me on the radio. What did he say to me? Oh, hang on, he said X, Y, Z. You can play that recording back, and then you can respond with what the question was or what you think you missed, okay? There is also going to be an M radio control app. You will be able to see this radio, control it, and manage it from a smart device. Okay, that is also an option. So in other words, you will be able to download the Motorola M Radio Control app onto your Android or iOS device. And with the relevant key, it will pair to this radio. You can change channels, you can write text messages, you can do all the feature sets that's inside this radio from your smart device. We will also have this sensor integration. That sensor integration is what I discussed to you earlier, a couple of slides earlier, regarding the gas sensors, the Bluetooth sensors. You would need to put that sensor integration license key into the unit. Capacity max. The R7 premium radio is going to ship standard with the capacity max license enabled in the radio. That is the massive change between the R7 and the DP4801E. The DP4801E, if you want capacity max, which is the tier 3, you need to buy the license and put it in. This radio ships from the factory, the premium with the capacity max license enabled. Okay. Right, let's talk about the SKUs, folks. There are different SKUs, and obviously with the different options, we could end up trying to keep up to 24 different SKUs of this radio. We are not going to do that. We don't believe it's going to be in our advantage as ACE to do that. Currently, we are in discussion. We think we're going to keep the following SKUs. We will bring you the VHF, the UHF of everything, premium, capable, and enabled, as you see there. For the premium models, we will not bring them in with the GOB boards. If you want the GOB board, you need to order it at a time, and it's going to cost you an extra $70. Now you can see that that premium radio complete at UHF or VHF is going to cost you $1,895. The current price of a 4801E is $1,801, I think it is. If you want cap max into that radio, you're going to add a $170 license key to it. Do the maths. The UL radio, okay? We will bring in the conventional radio, and we will bring in the UL radio, the TIA radio. So there's the cost of your TIA radio. It's a $70 or $65 more than your conventional radio. Okay. Likewise, for the capable. Now remember, the capable radio comes with no GNSS. It's got no Wi-Fi. It's got no GPS tracking capabilities. That radio is going to cost you $1,828. It's got no cap max in it. It's got no GPS in it. It's got no Wi-Fi in it. I'm being silent for a reason. Do the maths. If you want to put GNS into this radio, you can retrofit it. That GNSS license key to put into this radio is going to make it more expensive than if you bought a premium. So you really need to think about this. You can retrofit into this radio the GPS. It is a software upgrade. Okay. However, it will make it a more expensive radio than if you bought an R7 premium straight out of the box. So really think about whether you want the capable or you want the premium. The premium's a good buy. R7 enable is your no keypadded radio. That one's at $15.95. Your UL radio is at $16.61. Once again, guys, no GOB board. If you want the GOB board, please add the GOB board in. Okay. You need to add the dust cover. There is the dust cover. It's a whole $2. If you don't add it, you're not going to get it. Same single unit charger as your current units. Okay. Same multi-unit charger as your current units. As the current radio, if you buy it in a bundle with an RSM, now there are two different RSMs. There is also the wireless adapters. You've got the wired Impress wired adapters. You can buy those all, once again, bundled with the radio. Your bundled prices are shown there. Okay. MOTOTRBO capacity max, that's the full max license, is $173. It is included in the premium. It is not included in the capable or the enabled. They can both have that license key. They are both tier 3 capable. Okay. There are your 3 options that you can fit into this radio. So your Bluetooth generic sensor is a $56 option. Your collaboration app, that's the Motorola M collaboration app that can go on your smartphone. You need to buy that license key for the radio. It's a $28 license fee. Your audio recording does not come standard in the radio. It is an option. It's a $28 option. There is the GNSS upgrade. So you can see if you wanted to upgrade your R7 capable radio to be a GPS enabled radio, you've paid $1,828 for the radio, and you're going to add $120 to it to turn it into a GPS enabled radio and turn on the Wi-Fi. It's $1,948. Okay. You could have bought a premium for $1,895. Guys, I'm not trying to tell you which one to buy, but I think I know what we're going to be stocking more of. Okay. I think we're going to be holding very few capables and a lot more premiums. I'm going to reiterate, folks. I know it's starting to sound like a stuck record, but I need you to remember it. Please remember, the radio is not going to come with a gob board anymore. Motorola did the maths. For 100,000 radios shipped to Australia, they enabled less than 1,000 gob options on those radios. So they made the option or the decision that the gob boards were not being utilized. Okay. The audio accessories for this radio are exactly the same as the audio accessories for the ION. Okay, it's the same RSM that the ION uses. So Jim, yes, 100% correct. This is the ION accessories portfolio that goes with this radio. Okay, we already have the accessories catalog for this unit, and the accessories catalog includes the current 4000, 2000, 3441, 3661 SL2600s. The sales team have got that. It is in a PDF format. If you guys want it, we will send it to you. It is too large to email. We'll have to drop it to you somehow. Okay, what I will do is I'll stick it onto the portal. Guys that got access to the portal, you guys can go and pull it off the portal. Alternatively, we'll drop it off to you guys and ship it off to you or give it to you in some way where you maybe I'll speak to Katie. We can stick it in exactly where you guys go and get the live price list. We'll stick it in there. You guys can go and pull it from there. Okay. Please have a look at the accessories catalog. The accessories catalog is quite comprehensive, not quite, very comprehensive. It's all there. Okay. When you get this radio, people, it is a dumb unit. You will turn it on. Now we can do this for you. Okay. But effectively, when you get this radio, it will have nothing in it. It won't know what it is. It will be basically a dumb radio. You're going to have to turn it on. You are going to have a Wi-Fi access point in your building configured for this radio to be able to connect to. This radio is going to connect to Motorola's Radio Central server. It will have a job ticket against it, explaining to it what it is. It will then download that for want of a better word, feature set list for what it is enabled to be. So is it going to be an R7 premium with a gob board? Is it an R7 premium without a gob board? Is it an R7 capable? Is it? So you get the gist. When you turn this radio on, it doesn't know what it is. It will connect to the Radio Central server and it will be uploaded to what you bought. Okay, only then will you be able to read and write to this radio, either using Radio Manager or using CPS. I know what questions are coming, guys. Yes, this radio as a premium comes with a Cap Max license in it. Currently, in today's world, if you put a Cap Max license into a 4801 or a 4000 series radio, you can no longer program that radio with CPS. Apparently, there is a way around that, that you can program this radio with CPS. So you will still be able to read and write to this radio using CPS2 if you do not have radio management and you've never used radio management before. So please don't panic about that. If you do, however, use the CapMax license for a tier 3 solution, you will have to use Radio Manager. You cannot program and enable CapMax feature sets on any radio using CPS2. So you will have to be using Radio Manager if you go into the CapMax world. Likewise, if you're going to be programming with Wi-Fi, you will have to use Radio Manager to program these radios via Wi-Fi. Okay, I will put a training program together and do a training program for us all on Radio Manager to get you guys a fay with Radio Manager so that you start understanding and start using it. Motorola is going to push us and move us towards Radio Manager in the future. So the more of you that start using Radio Manager and moving away from CPS will be a lot better off in the long run. Okay, so CPS will be eventually removed. There is the details for what you will have to set up in your offices. Somewhere along the line in your offices, your Wi-Fi access point is going to have to be set up with these settings. Okay. You're going to have an SSID that says MOTOTRBO. Your password is going to have to be set to radio management. Okay. And your security types have to be set up. Now, guys, I have this in a manual, so you don't have to try and remember that. I can see all of you taking photographs of the screen to try and remember what it is. There is a specific activation guide for this radio, which we will send out to you all and give you access to. Okay. This is how Motorola is looking to do their new radios. This is what it's moving to. We're going to have to all get used to it. It's what the new future is going to look like. But we will help you through this. You're not on your own. All right. We'll help you guys through this. We'll help you set your Wi-Fi access points up if we have to. Remember, we've got access to Cambium Wi-Fi access points if you need access points. The Cambium access points can have more than one SSID in them. So you can run your standard Wi-Fi SSIDs in the office, including running a second SSID purely for the radios to talk to. Please make sure that your access points, when you put them up, have access to the internet. They have to be able to see the radio central server. If they can't, this radio will not provision itself. Okay. This is just a quick overview of what the screens have been, guys, what the slides have been. That is the launch. That is your new radio. That is what it's capable of. If that's everything, folks, I do appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week. Happy selling and stay safe, everybody. Thank you very much. Goodbye.